Carol, which was a bit of a Disney remake. We were very proud of it at the time, but it was when we did Jesus Christ Superstar that we realised that we might be onto a formula that we could familiarise ourselves with. And here to play acoustic guitar is Maggie Clark. The enormous success of Jesus Christ Superstar, it opened in 1970 and closed in 1980, which at that point was a world record. Andrew and Bobby didn't want to work with Tim Rice anymore, and they'd become tired of each other. And Tim Rice had this idea that Andrew and Bobby just wasn't interested in. It was about the wife of a dictator who died of cancer in 1952 at the age of 32, and Andrew and Bobby couldn't see it going anywhere. He thought it would be a right old flop. And who'd ever heard of Evita anyway? And he went off without an acorn and did by Jeeves, which was a terrible, terrible disaster for him financially and as far as his reputation is concerned. So going back to Tim Rice as he did in 75, he created what would become their formula, which was the concept album, and in 1976, Julie Covington took the role of Ada Perron. Of course, the world-renowned song we're about to perform for you now. Julie Covington didn't take it any further. Up to 1976, she refused to go onto the West End stage. She didn't want to become a musical theatre actress. So feverishly, the role was auditioned for over 18 months on both sides of the Atlantic, and a very unknown actress, singer by the name of Elaine Page, scored the role Well, ladies and gentlemen, the years went by. Tim Rice didn't end up working with Andrew Lloyd Webber again. He tried to sort of get involved in Cats, but Andrew Lloyd Webber felt he'd grown out of him. And Lloyd Webber is very much into what we call a corporate musical, which he wants a musical that's going to make money. He doesn't want it just for its creativity. And Tim Rice was far more bohemian than that. And they couldn't work together anymore, and so as a consequence, they parted ways. But Tim Rice went over with the Abbott Boys for chess, and basically, Lloyd Webber threw himself into a whole load of other projects about cats and trains and all manner of things, until he hit upon the idea, having seen a musical, which he believed had already existed, called The Phantom of the Opera. You wouldn't know about that previously existed musical because Lloyd Webber made sure of it and bought every single film, every single copyright that he needed to make sure that we never heard of the musical that already existed in 1983, called The Phantom of the Opera, which actually inspired him to write his very own The Phantom of the Opera, which of course, the novel being out of copyright, he could do perfectly and without any problems whatsoever. So by 1985, he's got this idea for something that he feels is going to be a great success. And we kept the video of The Phantom up for you because it was at this point where we really felt that we were starting to do things. We were getting people interested, and it's because of our association with this show that we got involved with Zoe Curd, Witness's own West End woman, diva, I was going to say, but I sort of took it back, but I told you that anyway now. So. But, you know, great times, wonderful moments, a very exciting few months they were for us as well, and The Phantom meant a great deal. The Phantom of the Opera opened on October the 3rd, 1986, and it is still there at that very same theatre with the very same set and some of the very same musicians, it looks like, as well. 30 years next year, and we're going to be celebrating with our own conservatory concert of Phantom of the Opera. Phantom of the Opera is in many guises throughout the country. It's currently in 136 countries playing on this very evening, and also it plays in Vegas thrice nightly. Have you ever heard anything like it? It's called The Phantom, and I don't think they can cope with long titles, and there's no interval so that they can just speed it on ahead and get to the crux of the piece. It's a very different kind of show. We've chosen a number because there's nobody in here that was involved in that Phantom of the Opera that we did, that we like very much. It's called The Masquerade, the opening to Act 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Phantom of the Opera. British upstart Andrew Lloyd Webber off Broadway. He had 3 shows running in one street. The Americans couldn't bear it. Sondheim was paid a considerable amount of money and came up with what we now know is a very famous story, but then was the legend, part truth, whatever. It's sometime between 1812 and 1856, we know this, and we do hope that humans weren't popped into pies, but who knows what it was like in Victorian London. Ladies and gentlemen, Sweeney Todd.
The tale of Sweeney Todd. He served a dark and vengeful God. What happened then? Well, that's the play, and he wouldn't want us to give it away. Not Sweeney Todd. The demon opera fleet, street.
Sweeney Todd, 1979, and a flop. Tragically, for the singing songline, an 18-month run on Broadway and an enormous $1 million bill at the end of it. Even Angela Lansbury couldn't sort it out prior to Murder, She Wrote. It went on a variety of different tours, and the concert ended up doing great bucks, just like a musical that we're going to discuss at the end of our second part this evening. So Sweeney Todd, 1979. But it was around the time of Sweeney Todd that everyone was going on about a musical. They made a film about it, blah, blah, blah. It's called Les Mis. And everybody was talking about it. And in a way, that put us off because of the stuff that I was trying to tell you earlier about. We were trying to do newer stuff that maybe people haven't heard of or whatever. I know we haven't done that so far because we were just getting enraptured with everything that we heard. And it didn't take long for everyone to get on board with Les Mis. And Les Miserables is an extraordinary tale, written originally, of course, by Victor Hugo, adapted in 1980 by Boublil and Schönberg. It was a terrible disaster, and the RSC, the Royal Shakespeare Company, put it on in 1980 to fairly cold reviews, and it took 5 years of rewrites to convince West End producers to take it on. Cameron Mackintosh came on board sometime around in '83, and over the period of 2 years, it took to get the money to invest in this extraordinary musical, and it is really quite extraordinary. The prologue is very clunky, it shouldn't be there. So the first 20 minutes is all backstory, and we end up getting a little bit lost in what's already happened to Valjean. By the time we believe the musical to be starting with At the End of the Day, we can start to see exactly what's going on here. And that first 20 minutes possibly is a bit of an overwrite. And that in itself says a lot about Victor Hugo, who wrote it over a period of, I think, over 20 years, and he just could not find a way of communicating his story in the way that he wanted. And Boublil and Schönberg had the same problems. So Les Mis, terrible reviews on its opening night, terrible reviews on its third and fourth and eighth opening night, for its previews, and Andrew Webber, who owned the theatre, the Palace Theatre, offered Bublin and Schomburg, Cameron McIntosh, everybody involved, their money back. So sorry he felt for the reviews that they were getting. Well, it remained in the Palace until 2002. It went over to another theatre in 2002 and is still running, so it's actually now the longest running musical in the world, so those critics weren't right, and neither was I, because Les Mis ended up being a wonderful show for us. So ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, could we introduce onto the stage Nikita to sing I Dreamed a Dream, you might know it from Subo, 2009. Ladies are up. To us, and apart from the irony of her being local, has done so much with her career, both on the West End and touring. And Zoe came over, having worked with Trevor Nunn on Les Mis as the part of Cosette in 2001, 2002, I think it was, at the Palace, just before it closed at the Palace. And she said that, unlike Phantom, which she'd been in as well, of course, as Christine Daae, where the chorus were nothing more than set dresses, the actual chorus in Les Mis were the crux, the very epicenter of everything that Les Miserables was about, because, of course, it was about the people. And there's no song that demonstrates this more than At the End of the Day. In the summer of 2013, we met Sofia Ragabellis. Sofia Ragabellis had been the actual West End poster girl for Les Miserables throughout the late 90s and the early 2000s. She came over and she worked with us and she sang for us for our gala evening. She was a wonderful, amazing talent, and this is the song that she sang. Ladies and gentlemen, Maggie Clark to sing On My Own.
That I